My name is Emily Bourke.
And I'm Odenwalder.
And we were hoping to talk to you today about a campaign that started on Sunday and was launched by Peter Malinauskas about the Marshall Liberal government's failed infrastructure build. But unfortunately this week has taken a different turn.
Yeah, it has. I mean, all of the oxygen this week has been taken out, as you'll probably know, by the scandal over the country members' travel allowance. We've seen day after day unfolding more and more information about possible breaches of this. We think that there are certain ministers that do need to stand down. We certainly think that Stephen Marshall needs to take some leadership in the absence of them standing down and sack them. We've seen the Minister for Transport and Infrastructure have this bizarre situation where he stays with his mum and dad and apparently is charging taxpayers for the pleasure. We've seen the Minister for Primary Industries visit the United States for an extended and very expensive trip on taxpayers' money, and also apparently claim the allowance. So that matter, which has got a long way to run, has really taken the oxygen out of this week for the government.
And it's important to remember that this wasn't a story that came about because of Labor digging up some dirt somewhere. It came about because of Liberal members leaking to the media about their so-called colleagues. So it's a telling sign that things aren't looking too positive for the government at the moment. And I also wanted to just touch on the fact that in the upper house we have had some success with some policy that's been able to get through as a private member's motion, with Nat Cook and Claire Scriven successfully negotiating the visitors scheme through, and that's been a good success for them to get that up and running. And we're also at the moment debating the fuel bill, so trying to get prices down and making sure that the government and the independent bill that's being debated at the moment in our house gets the best bang for buck for South Australians.
And in the lower house, of course, where the government do have the numbers, where you would think they would show some leadership, we've had this bizarre situation where it feels like we're running the show. So we are coming up with suggestions and what we think are urgent measures in the case of COVID particularly. And what we're seeing is the government resisting our measures until the very last moment and then adopting them and calling them their own. So we've seen it with their bill where pharmacists and pharmacy workers, GPs, are covered by the emergency worker legislation for the period of the COVID emergency. A good measure, our idea. And also 2-year terms for people who breach COVID regulations. Again, a good idea. Again, our idea. So what we've seen is a complete lack of leadership from Stephen Marshall. He's completely consumed by country members' allowance, and he's allowing us to really set the agenda.
And we've seen this as well with the bus campaign. And I also want to just take this time on behalf of all of caucus members from the Labor Party to thank everyone that has been out campaigning to bring back our bus network and save the bus network. So thank you to everyone that's been supporting that campaign. Again, another backflip from this government. Only took a matter of days, weeks.
They were still in the consultation period.
That's right. So a great outcome for Labor. So thank you to everyone.
Yeah, thank you.